Boost your revenue and drive growth with Google Ads. Reach high-value customers.
Just when we thought...
Yo, we are back. Thanks for being here. I hope everybody's having a good Mother's Day. Anyway, I want to talk about something, y'all. Fantastic hip hop. We're about to watch a video of how bro got caught lying. Listen, these entertainers have a certain amount of time. They got a certain shelf life to them. And like they always say, it's hard to leave this business unscathed. So let's check it out, see what's going on. I think this is the end, you guys. I really do. Let's get to it.
Just when we thought things couldn't get possibly any worse for Drake after Kendrick Lamar just embarrassed him and destroyed his image in a way like we have never seen before, with diss songs that were not just strong lyrical attacks, but that have also become some of the biggest songs in the music world in quite some time. The last line of defense for Drake has been destroyed, as after a mysterious user went online and exposed some beef-altering information about Drake. Where once, despite the victory lap Kendrick Lamar is having right now with Not Like Us, some people were still vouching for Drake, with some of his most loyal fans even going as far to claim that he was the winner of this entire feud. Now, as his defense strategy against Kendrick's attacks has been proven to be an all-out lie, it's clear that this doesn't just make Drake look horrible, but that he has never been in a worse place in his entire career. And when the public finds out about his attempt at deceiving everyone and spinning a false narrative to try to tear down another man and protect himself, he is only going to continue to plummet from grace. So when it comes to the most recent event in what seems like the never-ending downfall of Drake, after an insane Friday where new rappers began to diss him, things have already spiraled out of control from here, as on social media, a mysterious user who nobody knows the actual identity of came out with a series of posts that have unfolded a lot of the truth about this entire feud, as they posted a video showing all of the items from the cover art of Kendrick Lamar's diss track Meet the Grams. And in addition to showing off all of the objects in the cover that revealed to us some shocking truths about Drake, whoever was taking the video played Meet the Grams on a laptop in the background, and they also showed off New York City from what seems to be Brooklyn. And if this wasn't enough, the user captioned the post, "King Kendrick is not a liar and I am not a thief." And then from here, he went on to say that both Drake and DJ Academics need to retract their claims of these items being stolen, or his attorney will take legal action against them. And wow. Between the cryptic video with Meet the Grams playing in the background to the fact that the guy is giving Drake and Academics an ultimatum to follow his requests, this post in of itself feels like something straight out of a Batman movie. But beyond this alone, this user did not stop here, as he followed this up with another tweet calling out Drake again, where he showed off a photo of a hotel lobby that Drake was seemingly in and tells the OVO rapper that he discarded the suitcase of items here and again. With all these cryptic hints, it makes this entire thing feel like it's coming from the Riddler, and if you think things couldn't get more insane, he followed this up with even more posts that accuse Drake of hiding a lot more secrets that he knows about. And while there are a lot more mysterious things that this user alludes to that are hard to piece together in full, what he makes clear is that his motive for doing all this is that because of Drake losing these items, then accusing either the user himself or other people close to him of stealing them, people lost their jobs, and because of this, he's trying to expose Drake and get him back for the damage he has caused in his own life, which is supported by his own words in one post that states, "You have inserted yourself in between me and my money. Move. Humble yourself and tell the truth."
Damn.
And from this, while we don't know what the full extent of this user's issues with Drake are, what's important here is that by posting a video of all the items that DJ Academics claim were stolen off of Drake's dad, and that Drake claimed were sent directly to Kendrick Lamar by the fake mole that Kendrick believed he had an OVO, both of these claims have been debunked, as when you line up all of the facts, it's clear that there was no setup and that Drake just had these items on him, and more importantly, by this user showing that such things as the receipts that were discarded by Drake
were
from July 17th, 2020.
Those are real ass receipts.
23.
Wow.
which was the same night he performed at the Barclays Center. We see that the timeline of Drake's whereabouts and the items in question add up, and that in fact, the person who is holding all of this is being truthful about the nature of everything. And after Drake released The Hard Part 6 and tried to spin a completely different story to not just save his own image, but to make Kendrick Lamar look like the loser in this beef, we see now that he really did take that line of defense from fan theories on social media, because oh my god, what all this evidence shows is that Drake has been sitting on a throne of lies during this entire beef. Now, if you don't remember on The Hard Part 6, Drake told Kendrick that the people he is getting information from are working for him, and that they plotted for a week to feed Kendrick all the information he used in his diss tracks, which ranged from such things as that Drake had an 11-year-old daughter, to, of course, that the items used on the cover art of Kendrick's diss tracks were all set up to play out some sort of inside joke on him. And while Drake never explaining what this joke actually was already made most people believe that he was just making this thing up from thin air, with there being evidence now that the case is in the hands of somebody who does not have any affiliation to Drake, it's clear that everything we have speculated about The Hard Part 6 is true, and that Drake just made up these claims out of nowhere. And now that we know that Drake set up Kendrick and has now been factually proven to be wrong, because if Drake's story on the song doesn't align with the reality of him losing these items almost a full year ago, and the fact that they are on the hands of somebody who is not just unaffiliated with Drake and OVO,
somebody pissed,
but is going to sue them himself. More than ever, we are seeing that Drake lied right to our faces and expected people to eat this up, and while in rap beef, it's expected that an MC will bend the truth and fabricate reality to make their opponents look weak. Making a defense track where Drake tries to clear up his name not by showing us facts, but by gaslighting people poses some more complicated questions about everything around him and this beef in its entirety. Now, when we look at a song like Family Matters, as Drake's claims about Kendrick not giving back to his community and Baby Keem ghostwriting for him were disproven seemingly off rip, as with a single Google search, you can see that Kendrick has been awarded for helping his hometown. And with Baby Keem, Kendrick has actually been the one writing and doing reference tracks for him. It was already clear that so much of what Drake was saying about Kendrick was straight up lies. And even with some of the bigger allegations, like the ones about his wife and his business partner Dave Free being the father of his kid, with so many of the claims that have come out of Drake's mouth now being proven to be a straight out lie, I think it's safe to say that even with these bigger claims, Drake most likely didn't have the factual evidence to back these things up and was just trying to smear Kendrick, and in the grand scheme of it all, tear down his personal and business lives from the inside, which is just crazy. And as Kendrick and everybody around him has unfolded, and matter of fact, they've only used what Drake has thrown out to make their diss tracks as scathing as they are, and at the same time, Drake has now been proven to be a sheer and utter liar about what he revealed to us in The Hard Part 6 about the grand setup of his entire plan to destroy Kendrick Lamar. I don't even know how, but Drake just keeps finding ways to look even worse, as with this piece of information, we now have confirmation that the already extremely scrutinized Hard Part 6 was drawn up from the completely delusional mind of Drake, and the fact that he tried to act so calculated and battle-tested, although he just gaslit everybody into believing such an illogical lie and expected us to sit there and praise him for it, more than just showing how Kendrick pushed him into a corner and made him act like an absolute clown. In the greater sense, this shows that overall, Drake clearly has a complex where he doesn't just underestimate and lack the respect for such skilled, respected, and successful MCs as Kendrick Lamar, but beyond the rap game, he doesn't even think his fans are smart enough to read the room around them and
I don't think he cares about his fans.
see what's really going on, which sets a scary precedent. The fact that one of the biggest stars in the world really thought people would believe this ridiculous story really shows what Drake thinks of the intelligence level of the people
That's exactly what I just said.
listening to his music in general, and the fact that he has been proven now to be a sheer and utter liar. While for Drake fans, this still may be a sad day because you can no longer cope with this insane theory that he set Kendrick Lamar up and tricked him into believing that he is a horrible person and a creep. Overall, with Drake being proven to be a straight out liar who has tried to destroy the reputation of his opponent by not just targeting his family, but by making up elaborate lies to diminish the impact of what he did, it is humbling Drake by showing that he didn't just fail against Kendrick Lamar, but that he failed against the people. As just like Kendrick has said so many times in this beef, everything that this man stands for is an absolute lie. Now, the fact that Kendrick Lamar was ready to counter Drake for bringing his family into things, and overall just trying to destroy his image with pure lies, is truly commendable and shows just how battle-ready and calculated Lamar is. But overall, while this only makes Kendrick look better, I don't think Drake has ever looked this pathetic in his entire career. So let me know, what
fraud. But this is the same reason people didn't vibe with dude before. What is this stuff that I'm seeing y'all with this guy in a wheelchair? Let me see. Drake in a wheelchair. It's some dude in a wheelchair, y'all. And Drake in the hotel lobby or something. Let's see. Yeah, it was somebody in a wheelchair. But they was talking about something with Drake and certain hours of the day. Let's see. Here we are at Tisa Tales. Here we go. We found Drake's mole. Let's get it. I think this
Wise
is it.
one. My kids want juice.
Take this time to like the video, y'all. It's free. They got the ads on here, Jack. All right, let's get it.
My God, that Photoshop, that
There it
cover of
is.
like Drake with his BBL pills or whatever, that's all cap. Look at the lighting, all this stuff. So whoever made it, which is the mole that Drake claims doesn't exist, but it sounds like they're taking legal action. Go watch my old video about that. I've already posted it. Go watch it after this. Right? The mole actually posted the videos, letting everybody know, baby, it's video, not screenshot. Okay? You can tell by the bridge. A lot of people, including myself, was like, yo, is this coming out of Kendrick's apartment? Because he got an apartment in Dumbo. People are now saying that that is not from Kendrick's apartment, that it is literally from either the one in the one hotel in Dumbo or it's at the Mark Hotel. But forget all that because we've got even deeper. Listen, that's little stuff. Baby, we've got some deep questions. What type of sick stuff is Drake into? What happened January 22nd, 2023 that is so vile, so sick, and has such a big record of it and that's documented that if it gets out, it will completely end Drake's career? Baby, let's get into this. First of all, let's talk about who the mole is. Now, a lot of people were saying, you know, it was Baca Not Nice. And I said, I'm joking. I'm joking because, you know, Baca just is, let me just shut up. Anyway, right? So that's what was going on. However, there's been, let me pull this up. There's been new evidence that is surfaced. First, let me talk about the mole. Then we're going to talk about this weird situation that's going on and the way the mole is actually threatening to
man, get to that dude in the wheelchair
to expose Drake. I don't know. Let's get into this, right? Be telling the truth. Again, Cooley Bravo is right there with them, neck and neck, well-respected, part of the click, right? Shorty got to delete, even though she telling the truth, and put a heart. It got like 9 times, okay? Check whoever liked this, probably one of Kendrick's burner accounts. They also said, when Ebony Prince 2K24, or actually, I guess it's 2024, said, one, King Kendrick Lamar is not a liar and I'm not a thief. For them to call them King Kendrick, I said, this better not be Kendrick's burner account calling himself King Kendrick. Anyway, and they said Aubrey and Academic, she added both of them, said they have until noon Monday, May 13, 2024, to retract their claims of theft, or my attorney will sue you and I will exhaust every legal option. I will exhaust. So honestly, Drake suing the mole, or is the mole threatening to sue Drake? Baby, legal threats are flying back and forth. Cooley Bravo then jumped in again and said, they're going to lock your account. Top said it's over. Lol. So again, this mole, right? Top Dog is telling them over. Cooley is saying over. If you guys don't know, Top Dog is a person and the label owner. Please go into TikTok for the lore. But baby, him, Cooley, Top Dog, SZA, they all came up together. They're all locked in, okay? In any case, They said Top said it's over, low. You're going to get the same calls me and Daylight got for this.
Oh.
Again, he's also confirming that those calls to shut this beef down came. Okay? Now, is the mole going rogue, or is this Kendrick on his burner talking about, nah, we got war, right? Okay, so we know it's actually a woman because you're referring to her as she. Again, this could be them trying to throw us off.
Facts.
This could be them trying to throw us off the trail, but it looks like right now that the mole is a woman. Thing that happened to other women, it'd be really easy to get that info. Again, Drake should actually be worried because I am sure that she got a lot of evidence and a lot of tapes, but she keeps talking about what happened to January 22nd, 2024. Let me focus on this really quick before it slips my mind. Also, the mole is still at it. They said 2 Black American men became unemployed at this exact moment. And you made an enemy. January 22nd, 2023. The mole is still at it. So 2 people were fired. She also goes on to say, had you not lied, I would have just waited until you died to sell my goods. We're going to talk about those goods in another video. But let's talk about the January 22nd because the mole just tweeted this, okay? Let's talk about what she's saying about in January 22nd. Now, this is the interesting thing. If you look at that CCTV footage, she has the footage, okay? Which, how did she get the footage? But she has the footage.
Drake must have got with one of them chicks that's working at one of them hotels. They got footage, CCTV business footage. Did he diddle the lobby worker chick or something? And then tried to go.
But the odd thing is, she only gives a screenshot. I guess whatever's on that footage, Drake would want. Okay.
Oh my God, Drake stayed here, you guys. Oh my God, he left stuff here. He actually left stuff. I'm gonna take it. Read it. See what it says. Get the footage. Put the dates together. Nobody's ever gonna believe us.
Okay, and that's what she's holding on to prove that she's telling the truth. But listen to this that I thought was so interesting. Okay, in the video, if you look closely, when I first showed
That could be why he fired whoever. Ain't no telling.
y'all the video, I was like, "Is that a
Maybe
baby
somebody else left it.
in the stroller, or like what's going on?" I wasn't being funny, but in fact, people have done investigation, and Ashton on Twitter actually figured it out. They said, for anyone wondering, that's not a baby in the wheelchair in this photo. That person is a fan named Christopher Alvarez, who was born different. He's 26 years old and has been seen with other celebs like DJ Khaled as well. Okay? Now, the funny thing is, right? In her little, I don't want to say threat, but in her statement, Ebony Prince 2020, can we just call her Ebony? Ebony's the mole, right? They said the issue in the photo should also, so anyway, let me read the whole thing. She said to Mr. Aubrey Graham, may this photo help jog your memory as to where you discarded those items. My last video, I pointed out, it's called I guess trash law. If you throw anything in the trash with the intention of being trash, even if, let's just say I throw my diamond away and I'm like,
Just what I said, y'all.
in the trash, okay? If I throw it in the trash in public or if I leave it in a trash-like set, okay? So Drake can't really sue her for theft because it'd be very easy
he was
to
leaving
show
it. He
you
disregarded
abandoned
it.
this property,
Yeah.
right? They said, but here's the thing. She said the issue in the photo should also jog your memory. Jimmy Brooks would not have been proud of you. Now, again, right? Give God glory says, is Christopher Alvarez okay? What did he do to him?
Wow.
Jimmy Brooks is a Degrassi character that Drake played, Wheelchair Jimmy. Jimmy Brooks recovered from Ritalin addiction, ended up with a spine injury and in a wheelchair, right? And then she pans to a newspaper and zooms in on it. And oddly enough, it is a newspaper that has an article written by the guy in the article named Christopher Alvarez. So she's obviously threatening to expose,
Ooh,
because that would be wrong.
insinuating.
She's promising to expose whatever happened to Mr. Alvarez, and I think she's implying that they got it on tape. Okay, some people said he's the mole. I don't think it is because, of course, Cooley literally said, "Yo, you gotta chill," and Top Dog said, "Knock it off, it's cool." So they're trying to cut the mole. They're trying to tamper the
Is she telling us about DJ Khaled too?
mole that Drake said didn't exist, trying to tamper it down. Okay, all meeting, right? They are all meeting to go into Drake's suite. It is on a Sunday, God's Day, 3:19 in the morning. What were three grown men that we can see on CCT and one person without his handler or his minder, because he does need interviewed Drake, done anything with Drake. So where is the professional association? And why are y'all all going to the same room when Alvarez lives in New York? And why does she keep saying Jimmy Brooks wouldn't be proud of you? Again, right? Is Christopher Alvarez okay? What did Drake do to him that really actually chilled? Let me just say this. UMG got cleanup for that. As messed up as it sounds, they got cleanup. It's not outside. What does this mole have that's so explosive? What does Kendrick know that's so explosive that there is not a PR?
What does Metro know? Everybody's leaving that out. Metro said, "Man, you know it'll be over if I said what we know I know." It's a wrap, y'all. And I always say, be mindful of what you do in the beginning of your career. Because that stage footage they got with Dude, that's enough right there. That one thing is not a coincidence that all of these things are taking place now, back to back to back to back. Back to back. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts, y'all. It's a wrap. Period. He served his time. Now we're gonna work on your exit.